Hi everyone, welcome to our latest Happy Valley betting preview, where we will give all the listeners the insight and analysis into the Hong Kong card on Wednesday the 13th of January. Again, we'll be focusing on the Triple Trio races 5, 6 and 7. We landed the Triple Trio last week with Chris Loader's selections, Nordic Warrior for Jerry Chow, Kirpany for Alex Bedell and the Maldives for Zach Purton. I hope some of the listeners had them in the multiples because I certainly did. And also Sharene's long shot, Sure Win-Win, was also a massive eye catcher and will be winning races soon enough. And also, happy birthday, Charene Woo. Did you do anything nice today?
Thank you. And my birthday wish will be we hope to tip the Triple Trio well again on this Wednesday. So good luck for us. This is my birthday wish. So I hope I can bring my luck to all of our audience.
Excellent. When we did start the Zoom call, Charene Woo was actually finishing the last piece of her birthday cake, which the viewers, it did look very, very good. Which I actually did think was Sheetan, but it was actually something else. But yes. It definitely looked yummy. I'm glad you're well, Charene. Lucky Loaders, the tipping is going better in Hong Kong than it is in the UK right now.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we've landed 3 winners last week from the 3 races we previewed. So hoping the form can continue. We've been in pretty good form before that, to be honest with you, finding a few winners on these previews. Maybe I should move to Hong Kong and study the racing more out there than back here in the UK where things haven't been so good. But I did have a 12-1 winner yesterday on my YouTube channel here in the UK. So maybe I'm coming back into a bit of form, but hopefully the form in the Far East can continue.
Yeah, just going back to last week for a little insight into the listeners. Chris Loader did message me straight after. He wasn't sure if the Maldives actually held on under Zach Purton. Hit the front. I didn't find a lot, Chris, but got the business done. There's a lot of happy punters on social media for that one. So let's hope we can be in similar form this week with Chris Loader and Charene Woo's selections. Right, so let's get into Wednesday's card at Happy Valley. First race we will cover is race 5. It's off at 12:45 UK time and 8:45 Hong Kong time. It's a 5 furlong Diamphius Handicap Class 4, 3 plus. Charene Woo, what do you like in this race?
Yes, my pick in this race will have quite a good price. It is number 12, oversubscribed. Although this horse is only a Class 5 winner, I think now he has improved a lot and he is able to be competitive in Class 4. Because recently in his recent trial, he performed quite well, and I think he is now at the peak of his fitness. And also in his 2 starts this season, they are not bad. In his seasonal debut, he finished 3rd in Class 4 under Matthew Chadwick. And then last time out was the International Jockey Championship night, and he was staying in vinyl cover. So I think that it is quite a forgivable one. So after good preparation before this time, and also with Matthew Chadwick on board again, I think he is quite suitable. He is quite a suitable jockey for this horse. So I think oversubscribed has a quite good chance, and also he has a quite good price as well. So my bet will be number 12, oversubscribed in this race.
Yeah, he certainly is quite a good price in the UK right now. Currently 25-1 available with William Hill. Obviously, doing my analysis, looking at this horse, hampered 2 out in shorter room last run. It's only beaten 5 lengths in the end. I think this horse travels well, but it often finds trouble. Drawn 9, you'd be hoping for a clear passage. I do think this horse will be ridden for luck though, and 25-1 does seem a big price. And obviously there's some bookmakers paying additional places, so it looks a cracking each way bet from Charene Woo, oversubscribed in race 5, is currently 25-1. Moving on to Lucky Loaders, what do you like in race 5?
For race 5, I thought this was quite a tricky race to work out, but I've landed across Jazz Steed for Alfred Chan, claiming 7, and he's riding for Casper Founds. It was revealed a few days ago that Alfred Chan is now going to be based with Casper Founds as his apprentice jockey. So that's definitely something to set up and take note of. Now, this horse, Jazz Steed, he has been running fairly well of late. He's one of the most consistent performers in the lineup. He won a few starts ago back in September, but he's been maintaining his form ever since, making the frame on all his starts. And the handicapper probably you might say has him in his grasp off a mark of 59. But I thought his run last time out at Happy Valley, when it was in the International Jockey Championship with Pierre-Charles Bordeaux, was still a very credible run. And tomorrow, like I said, with Alfred Chan, he's going to be claiming that £7. And that £7 could just make all the difference. So in essence, he's going to be riding off a mark of 52, which looks fairly workable to me. He's got a good draw as well in stall 7. I expect him to do all his best work late on. That's the way he normally comes with a late run. And I just thought, with that £7, again, a bit like Jerry Chow, who we've been a big fan of, we might have unearthed another £7 claimer that's worth following. So yeah, I thought Jazz Steed will go very close in the 12:45 at Happy Valley tomorrow.
He's certainly been found in the betting. Currently best price available, Jazz Steed is 6-1. Frenchman, I think Pierre-Charles Bordeaux gave this horse a nice ride last time out over course and distance. Was drawn 10 on that occasion, just never get cover. I was wide, free out. I was wide, was free wide throughout. I think Gone of Gora, the eventual winner, making all under Jomera, got the run of the race. Drawn 7 this evening with Alfred Chan taking off valuable 7, as Chris alluded to. Every chance. Chris, could he be the next Jerry Chow? Do you think he's as good value as that, or have you seen much of him riding so far?
I will admit I haven't seen too much of him riding, but like I said, it doesn't really matter, in my opinion, how good they are. Jerry Chow is obviously doing very well at the moment, but in a race like this where quite a lot of them are exposed, he's going to be meeting, I should have said as well, a few of the same old rivals like UW, Brother, Travel Datuk. Just that £7 can make the world of difference in a race that's competitive of this nature. And like I said, he's been turning up, running his races on all his last few starts very well. He's a very consistent type. That £7 just might be able to swing in his favour and could make all the difference.
Okay. You expect this one needing a fast early pace and be finishing very strongly. So for race 5, Charene Woo's selection is oversubscribed at 25-1, with Matthew Poon on board for trainer David Joseph Hall, and Lucky Loaders is keen on Jazz Steed at 6-1. Alfred Chan on board for trainer Chris Wans, who currently is operating a 17% strike rate, 4 winners from 23 runners. Moving on to race 6, it's off at 1:15 UK time, 9:15 Hong Kong time. It's a 6 furlong Mongolia handicap Division 2 Class 4 for 3-year-old plus. Again, we'll start with Charene Woo. What do we like here?
I'm looking forward to see number 4 Whiskey Needs to break his maiden on Wednesday night, because this horse now is growing up. He is quite fit, becoming more stronger and stronger. This time Joe Morera on board again. And recently, in his recent starts, this horse is quite consistent. Always were beaten by a short margin. And then I think now he is mature enough. And then quite consistent, and then this time gate 4 quite ideal for him, because he can stay in front, just behind the leader, which is quite better than before, because before he was quite staying too behind. So this time recently he can show some quite good gate speed. So I think this time the gate 4 is quite helpful, and then I hope he's now already competitive enough to break his maiden. So I like Whiskey Needs in this race. Okay.
There's actually no price available at the moment, but you would expect him to go off quite a short price favourite with Joe Morera and Chris Wans. Obviously, I did look at the form of this one as well. I think my only concern is obviously 18 runs under rules and it's not recorded a victory yet. But did run a solid race last time out under Alex Bedell over course and distance, only been headed late on from the fast finishing Wood on Fire. And if you do look at that race, the winner actually came from the clouds. I do think the runner-up was quite unfortunate. Whiskey Needs. Lucky Loaders, what do you like in this one?
Well, I'm in agreement with Charene. Not something we usually do here. But yeah, I thought this was hopefully going to be the day that Whiskey Neat could break his maiden tag. What Charene didn't say is actually the form of that race at Happy Valley on his last start, when he just said he was mugged by Wood on Fire in the dying strides. the form of that race has worked out really well, suggesting that it was probably quite a good one for the grade. I remember Charene had a winner a couple of weeks ago called Here Comes Ted. That finished 5th in that race, so that's boosted the form. The second as well, I should have mentioned as well, Whiskey Neat, dead heated with a horse called Winsell. That made the frame again on its next start. And even if you go back to the 11th place horse, Colonel, he's come out and won since he won at Happy Valley last week, I believe. So the form of that race suggests it was probably a really good one for the grade. Jal Moreira as well keeps the ride, which I think is very interesting. Good draw as well. You never want to be drawn out too wide over the sprint distances at Happy Valley. I think this is finally the day he's going to do it. He is not from 18 on paper, which is a little bit worrying. Keeps bumping into one, but he's been running really well off the same kind of mark the last couple of starts. He was raised £2 to a mark of 55 for that second place effort, but like I said, the form's worked out really well, and I think Jal Moreira can get a winner here.
Yeah, it's interesting that Charene and Chris are both keen on Whiskey Neat for Jal Moreira. There is actually no price available on this race yet, but I would expect this one to be going off quite a warm order. So Charene and Chris are both think tomorrow night is going to be the night for Whiskey Neat, Jal Moreira on board, and Chris Wan's the trainer. So that wraps up race 6. Moving on to race 7, the last of the triple trio. It's off at 1:45 UK time and 9:45 Hong Kong time. It's 6 furlong Begonia Handicap Division 1 Class 3 for 3-year-old plus. We'll start with my favourite, Charene Woo. How do you like?
Number 6, Harmony and Blessed. He is definitely one that is quite hard to beat because he is now remain unbeaten. Recent 2 starts over the same course and distance at 6 furlong at Happy Valley was too good. Last time out under Holy Doyle, the horse performed really well, and then this time he already proved himself. He is competitive in Class 3, so this time Class 3 again, and then Blake Shin on board again. He is also one of the winning partners of this horse. So I think he is really hard to beat. Harmony and Blessed.
Yeah, he's quite warm in the betting. He's currently best price available at even money. I thought this horse was very impressive on debut at Shai Tsin, shown excellent early to hold the rail and make call. Definitely backed us up since in the International Jockey Championship meeting with Holly Doyle on board. That was a decent race, and I think he would have learnt a lot from that. He found plenty when asked. Good attitude. Drawn 6 shouldn't be a concern tomorrow evening. I expect this one to be handy and very difficult to beat. So Charene Woo is keen on Harmony and Blessed for currently best price available, even money, could go off odds on. Blake Shin on board for trainer David Hayes. And Lucky Loaders, are you with the favourite, or which one do you like in this race?
No, I'm not particularly. I wasn't particularly keen on the favourite, actually. I thought he was beatable, and I can understand why he'd be up the shortlist for many people. Obviously, undefeated so far in Hong Kong, 2 out of 2, one with Harley Doyle last time out, and the form looks okay because Grateful Heart, who finished second in that race, has already come out and boosted the form. So it does look good on paper, but for those wins, the handicapper has had his say, and has risen this horse up in the weights now and has got a Hong Kong rating of 69. I thought Handsome Bobo could be a big threat here for Zach Purton and Danny Shum. Now, this horse, Handsome Bobo, has been running quite well of late. He won on his stable debut over 5 furlongs. And then if you go back and watch the race last time out, he didn't get the best of passages. He was drawn quite wide that day and made up a lot of late ground. He was definitely one to take out of the race. And it's interesting that Blake Shin was booked that day. And obviously he's going on to Harmony and Blessed, which is an interesting move there. But both those races were over 5 furlongs. And if you go back through this horse's career, he had been very effective over 6 furlongs. And to me, he looks like he needs a step up in trips. Got a good draw as well tomorrow in stall 7, so that's not too bad. There's going to be quite a bit of pace on in here, which I think will suit him. And I expect him to come with a late run tomorrow. And Zach Purton is a very eye-catching jockey booking. I think off a mark of 78, that's perfectly fair. And the form has worked out quite well from that race at Happy Valley last time, because you might remember we put up Kerpenny last week. He finished in second place when arguably he was probably the unlucky horse that day. He met a bit of trouble, but our boy as well, Handsome Bobo, did run on strongly. So I just think I think Harmony and Blessed is a little bit short in the betting. I think Handsome Bobo will definitely give him something to think about.
It's a bit of a bad each way from Lucky Loaders, leaving the best to last, currently 9-1, which I think is quite a big price. Obviously, Harmony and Blessed is taking out most of the betting, best price available, even money. Interesting what Chris Loader is saying in his analysis. Would you expect Zach Parton just to track the favourite and pounce late? That's going to be the tactics tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. I like I said, I think there's quite a bit of pace on him here. And like I said, I think Handsome Bobo, he needs that step up in trip. I just think he was caught out the last day, and he didn't get the best luck in running with the wide trip, having to forfeit a lot of ground. He's done his best work late on, and I think the handicapper, like I said, he's had his say so on Harmony and Blessed. And I think he's too short in the betting. If I was pricing him up, I would have probably made him about 5-2.
Mm-hmm.
I think that even money's far too short, and there's a few in here that could give him something to worry about. And I think Handsome Bobo is his biggest threat.
Well, there's always a potential opportunity for an odds compiler in the future, Chris Loader. Just have to keep your options open. But obviously, Harmony and Bliss leads the betting at even money, and Handsome Bobo is currently 9-1, best price available. And obviously that wraps up race 7 from both our judges. Sharene's keen on the favourite Harmony Bliss, even money for Blake Shin and trainer David Hayes, and Lucky Loaders obviously with Handsome Bow 9-1 for Zach Parton and Danny Shum. So we'll get on to probably the most exciting part of this week's episode. Any other bets and naps? We'll start with Charene Woo. Do you have anything?
Yes, I have my best bet. Will begin on Jerry Chow in race 2, number 1, Bullish Brother. This horse will be ridden by Jerry Chow again on Wednesday night. Actually, at the beginning of this season, Jerry already won this horse before. So this time, Jerry will be riding again. I will be more confident. Also, from the gate 1, I think it is more ideal for him because this horse has quite good gate speed, quite consistent gate speed. But in recent start, he was drawn right, so it was quite difficult for him to lead. And then, however, he could still lead, but it will affect his stamina at the end. So this time, gate 1 is really helpful. And also after 1 month spelling, the horse is recently he is more becoming fitter and fitter. So I think this time with Jerry again on board, and the gate 1 is really good for him. So I think Bullish Brother has quite a good chance to win on Wednesday night.
Yeah, we couldn't go through a preview of Happy Valley without a Jerry Chow selection. Obviously, Charene Woo has got in there first with Bullish Brother in race 2, which is off that 11:15 UK time. Currently 20-1, which is a big price from stall 1. So we would expect that one to be going off at 20-1 come race time tomorrow evening. Lucky Loaders, best bet, Nat?
Yeah, well, I'm going to be keeping up the Jerry Chow party, going to the 2:15, and I'm going to be going with a horse that I tipped up here a few weeks ago with Delightful Louse,
Yes.
For Jerry Chow and Tony Cruz. Now, I think the race might set up very similar to how it did last time when he won. He was very eye-catching a few starts ago when he came from the heavens and showed a really good turn of foot and came late on. He did the exact same thing last time, but he was ridden a little bit more closer to the pace, which helped him. He wasn't so far back as he had been the previous day. There's going to be lots of pace on in this race, especially from the wide draws. And the way Moreira likes to ride, he often likes going forward. His Mount Smiling City, I expect to go forward. And there's a few others in here that will likely set a strong gallop. And I just think it could play into his hands again. And with Jerry Chow claiming that £7, I think that's definitely something you need to set up and take note of. He is still quite lightly raced in Hong Kong as well. He's only had 8 starts and he's got 2 victories. I think he could be, it could set up for him. I expect there to be a pace collapse, and I think Jerry will come there with a late charge and hoping he'll nail one on the line.
Chris Loader's got all planned out. So both our judges have just put up a 100-to-1 double for Jerry Chow and Tony Cruz. You heard it here first. 20-to-1 for Charene Woo, and 5-to-1 for Lucky Loaders. So that wraps up our selections from Charene and Chris for the Happy Valley card, races 5, 6, and 7, and they've chucked in their naps as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass over to David with his long shot.
Hello guys, I'm David. Welcome to Happy Valley Race Day on the 13th of January. The value bet I would like to share with you is race 6, right? So it's running on turf and 1,200 meter. So let me bring up my handicap sheet. Okay, so in this race, right, my selection shortlisted number 2 and also number 5, right, based on the estimated timing, right? So but personally I would like to go for number 2 where it has a bit value, right? So first of all, the estimated timing is pretty good. I think is the best in this race, right? And then the second thing is that it has a very good sectional time where it allow the horse to sprint home, right? And the third thing is that I noticed that there's a change of gear, which let me show. So there's a change of gear for this horse, right? Where you look at it, right? This horse is with a blinkers, right? Running pretty good in Happy Valley, right? 2-time blinkers, and after that they switched to Charene Racecourse without any blinkers. Right now is going back to Happy Valley and blinkers on, right? So I think this horse will stand a good chance going back to Happy Valley, especially with the estimated timing, right? That this horse is the fastest, right? Based on my speed figure calculation, right? So I say that Telecom Rocket number 2 is my first pick. But there's another horse where I would like to highlight is number 1, Master Albert, right? So if you look at it, right, the average sectional time for this race, right, in the last sprint, right, is about 22.6, 22.7 something, right? Whereas horse number 1, right, is sprinting very fast, right? This horse able to sprint home very fast. And I remember the last run, right, where this horse is ridden by jockey, let me see, Jerry. Jerry. I think he loses a lot of length, right, during home turn, you know, so he didn't really save much ground, right? So as my recommendation for this race, we'll be looking at 1 and 2. Maybe we can consider use a forecast of Quinella, right? Let's look at the odds. So it's paying 10 and paying 9.6. So I hope they can run a good race, right? Good luck, and I see you next week.
That's all we have time for this week. Good luck on your selections of Happy Valley on Wednesday. Make sure you subscribe to Shane's channel, like this video, and leave us a comment on your best bets and triple trio selections for this week's meeting at Happy Valley. Also, check out our UK and Irish betting podcast. We put up a 66-to-1 winning nap on Saturday. I'll put a link in the bio to the podcast. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes and Spotify so you don't miss out on any further huge winners. Remember, gamble responsibly and have a great weekend, everyone.
Good luck.
Good luck.